are here with Kim Torgul. She is a violinist with the Fort Worth Symphony and Orchestra, and she is going to be performing in the upcoming Jurassic Park live in concert, which we are super, super excited about. So we're going to talk to Kim. She is a local mom and full-time musician, and so she's just going to tell us about her life and just let us in on what it looks like to be working for the Fort Worth Symphony and Orchestra. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Okay, so you have a daughter, and you have a husband who's also a musician. Can you just tell us a little bit about you, about your family life? What does that look like?
Well, our schedules are a little crazy. My husband is also a violinist, and he works in San Antonio and recently got a job teaching at UC Santa Barbara. So in the month of April, I think he'll be home for a week. We have an almost 5-year-old daughter who loves ballet, and she also comes to the concerts as often as she can. She'll come with Daddy and sit in the audience. Yeah, so we actually rely a lot on babysitters because both of our families are out of town. His family lives in Turkey and mine in Seattle. But we bought a house with a little guest house in the back so our family can come visit and stay and help us out whenever we need help. But yeah, it's a wonderful job playing with the symphony. This is my 22nd year. And yeah, it's been my dream job ever since I was about 10 years old and started violin. I always wanted to play in an orchestra.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, how neat. So
yeah.
How did you started when you were 10. Was that something you asked to do, or your parents kind of encouraged you to do?
Well, the funny thing is I have 2 brothers, and my parents started us all on piano when we were about 7. None of us really liked practicing piano. And one day I came home from school. It was very bizarre. I just told my mom, I want to play the violin. And she just sort of was like, okay. And we rented a violin. I took that thing out of the case and started playing it, thinking I knew what I was doing. It sounded horrible. But I just had this inner feeling that this was something I wanted to do. And I actually ended up liking practicing. And I started with Suzuki, like your daughter.
Yes.
And ended up in youth orchestra and went to college for music, and I've done a lot of traveling because of my violin. But yeah, it just spoke to me.
Yeah. So yes, my daughter is 7, and she is doing Suzuki strings and learning violin.
Wonderful.
So how would you encourage her or other kids like her who are maybe just taking up an instrument?
Yeah.
Or even encouraging us moms in helping our kids to stick with something like that. What advice would you have for us?
Yeah, it's difficult these days because kids are doing so many different things. My daughter takes ballet, and for some reason she just loves it, and she dances all the time at home. I just feel like, oh, okay, this is great. I'm just going to encourage this.
Yeah.
Whereas we tried to start her a little bit on violin, and she wasn't quite so interested yet.
Yeah.
But I think probably, just doing little amounts of practicing and then getting involved with other people that are playing classical music, like the youth orchestra or the Suzuki group lessons, maybe going to concerts, coming to see, a lot of things we do at Bass Hall with the orchestra are geared towards kids, and we go out to their schools and play for them. So I don't know, maybe just a little bit every day, just have that schedule.
Yeah. And I love that you're allowing your daughter to just kind of be free in what she loves, even if it's not exactly what you're doing.
Right.
And I think that's a really neat way to kind of approach it.
Yeah, because everybody keeps asking, do you think Isla's going to play violin? Because we're both violinists. And I said, well, if she wants to, we'll start her in a couple of years probably when she's more ready. Yeah. And if that's what she wants to do, I would be so happy if she wanted to do that. Or she told me she wants to be a unicorn rider too. So I don't know, whatever.
Don't squash those dreams. That's awesome. Okay, so what does it look like to be a full-time musician? What are your hours? how many do you practice a day? What does that look like day to day?
Okay, so usually we have Mondays off, and then sometimes we'll have a couple different programs a week that we're practicing for. And I always try to tell people, like, do you remember when you were in choir or band or orchestra, we were back in school, and you guys would work on one program for 3 months, and then in December you would perform it? Well, we do that in a week. We just do, every week is different. Like this week is our Jurassic Park week. Last week was our symphonic week with Mahler. Next week is concerts at Arbor Lawn and runouts to Glen Rose. So we have so many different programs we do each week. And every week. It's just, I feel like it's the mail. It just never stops coming. You know, we just finished a program. I pulled the next music out and put it on my stand for this week, you know.
Yeah.
But it's great, and we all love the variety. But the hours are a little weird. You know, we don't have 9 to 5. We have a lot of time spent at home practicing and concentrating to get our parts perfect. Come to work. We get it all together there, do several rehearsals, and then we have, you know, our concerts usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's just kind of, that's pretty much our week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So how does that balance out with being a mom? Now I'm guessing your daughter is in kindergarten.
She's starting kindergarten this coming year, which very sad.
Yes, that's a whole new just life phase.
I know.
I will be praying for you. For sure. It's
when
a big deal.
When I was growing up, kindergarten was half a day. Now it's the whole day. It's kind of crazy, but anyway, she'll just be right up the street. So, so it's kind of funny because, you know, we have early morning rehearsals, but then we have late night concerts sometimes, and so you're just hoping your child will sleep in on the weekends, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, kind of, what's your trick to balancing it? Have you found a balance, or does that change week to week?
Well, that's a good question. My husband is when he's home, he's awesome. I mean, he cooks. He is wonderful with my daughter, our daughter. So that helps, and just having some downtime, friends, going out with friends. I don't know. My daughter and I love to spend time together, so it's actually a lot of fun. We just do fun things, and that's why I'm just kind of cherishing this last year before she goes off to kindergarten.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know, balancing. I think because I've been doing this job so long, and then we had our daughter a little bit later in life, we are able to just balance it a little bit better.
Yeah, because you've kind of already set your career path.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's really neat. So, this upcoming concert is Jurassic Park live in concert, and from what we hear, Damon Gupton from Criminal Minds.
Yes.
He's going to be conducting, right? Have you worked with him before?
Yes, and he is amazing. He's just like a Renaissance man. I mean, he does it all. You know, he's an actor, he's a musician, a conductor, and just a really sweet, personable guy, and kind of a celebrity these days. I haven't seen his show. We watch a lot of Sophia the First and Magic School Bus.
There's not a lot of time for Criminal Minds when you've got a little one. I understand that.
But we're looking forward to this because we do movies. We have the screen up above us, and then we're below. Well, we're on stage playing, and it's fun because we get to watch the movie a little bit and play the music, and people get to sort of see the relationship between the music behind the scenes of a movie, which a lot of people don't think about. It's all, you know, classical or orchestral music that's happening, you know, in movies these days. So, and since movies have been out, so it's kind of exciting.
I think it's so neat to kind of pull that to the front because, like you said, you don't notice it as you're watching the movie.
Right.
But if it's missing, you definitely would notice.
Exactly.
So I think this is just a neat way to, especially for people who maybe grew up with Jurassic Park or, you know, kids who are just getting into it. It's a neat way to introduce them to the other side of it.
Yeah.
So neat. So neat. Okay, so the final and most important question is, as a professional musician, What do you sing in the shower?
Well, it's funny because usually Monday mornings, it's always the music from the previous week.
Yes.
And that will go on for a good day or so until, you really get the music for this following week coming up.
Yeah.
But I'm a classical nerd at heart. I have to say, I love opera and I love Mahler and Strauss, and I'm just, it's just always been my thing.
Awesome. So now, Prince or Carly Rae Jepsen or
Well,
anything?
I am a U2 fan. They've always
Okay.
been like the band for me. So
That's a good one.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
you.
We're so excited about this concert.
Thanks for
And
having me.
so you can get your tickets. We will have the link in this post. It's this weekend. So if you want to go and watch Jurassic Park live in concert, where you get to watch the music being played as the movie plays, go online, get your tickets today. We will talk to you later. Bye.